So I actually am kind of liking this machine a lot and having fun with it, but it's not what I thought it was going to be. Hey everyone, it's me, KatieBeth again. And it's the New Year's. The New Year's is here, 2022. Oh, that's going to be hard to remember in this head. Anyhow, so me, like other people, I want to start the new year off right, getting some fitness in. And one of the fitness equipment commercials that just plasters my Facebook and Instagram and everything is the DB method. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll play a little commercial. So that's what it is, basically to tone your booty. But the cheapest version of it, the most bare bones machine they have, the basics, is $329. See if I can get it in the ring there. Woo! I don't want to pay $329. It's really not that bad. Shipping's probably free. Haven't looked that far into it. But I searched Amazon for a cheaper version, and this is what I found. So this is the similar one that Amazon recommended for me to purchase. It is the Bigzzia Abdominal Exercise Machine Fitness Core Trainer with bands for resistance. And it's only $79 right now. I think when I got it, it was $69. So even cheaper. And this isn't the one that has the video that looked a lot like the DB method, but it's basically the same type of machine. So, it arrived at my house in this large-size box. And, of course, I got straight to unboxing it. Not really straight to. It took me I got it in November and I just put it together. So, a little over a month for me to start working on it. So, let's get into the unboxing and, write it and see how it goes. So first off, starting with this box, it's a different brand and the box is already falling apart. When I opened it up, I was like, oh, okay, it's packaged decently. Started taking all the stuff out of the box. And this is what it looks like when it's all unwrapped and ready to put together, with all the supplies together. I did notice right when I first put my hands on this, it's crooked. The connector for the rest of the body that it's going to be stabilizing is crooked. So it's obviously going to make the rest of the machine a little off. Next, some of the stuff was damaged. Like you can see the foam on the handlebars is a little damaged. The seat is completely smushed on one side and it's also crooked. And the hardware that came with it is off too. Like the hardware pictures don't match up with the hardware supplies. And so I kind of had to guess at which would best go where. Some of them are obviously pretty similar, like these go with this, and then this is obviously this, and then this might be this, and these are two different sizes, but the directions seem to consider them the same thing. So that also got confusing when I was putting things together, because you don't know which size to use, because it refers to two different size screws as the same one. So it's pretty irritating. And here's an example of this where one of these screws, two different sizes, needs to be used for this handlebar, but it doesn't tell you which one. So I just had to guesstimate. If I use the one on the left, there'll be room to put a screw or a nut on the bottom. And if I use the one on the right, there'll be no need for a nut on the bottom because it will just fit. So I ended up just using the shorter ones, which was the better idea. They just fit, just barely bit in there, just went to the bottom. And it was a good idea because I needed the longer ones for another part of the bike later. Next, this is kind of crazy. I didn't understand what this piece was because in actuality, it's two pieces with one stuck on the inside. But the directions made it seem like it'd be a really long piece or two separate pieces. And turns out it basically is, just it was stuck in there and I had to use a rubber mallet to hammer it out. So know that you may need a rubber mallet. This last most frustrating obstacle, there was a little sliver of metal that wouldn't allow one of the last screws I needed to go in, and it's just there, and it wouldn't scratch off. But luckily, because I'm weird and me, I had these files already. So, and I've never used them, so I finally got to use them. I pulled one out and filed down that piece of metal that was in the way, and I was finally able to complete this piece of equipment. So in the construction of this bike, one of the things that I noticed is it's a lot like a machine we had in my house when I was younger. I feel like it was called the Ab Rider. I Googled about and couldn't find quite what the machine was that we had when I was younger. The machine that we had was younger. I know my parents spent more money on it than this one, and it was a lot sturdier. This one's real flimsy. But the $70 I paid versus the $329 that I didn't pay. Would I say that I would recommend this machine? I don't know. So I'm super excited to finally get to ride it. Let's go. To my new steed I go to mount up. So it does have 3 different weights I can add on, but I'm just doing the one because after I put it together, I directly tried using it, and all 3 just kind of killed my knees so far. So let's try it with just the one. So I'm feeling it a lot in my thighs. And if it's like the one I had when I was younger, well, the one I had was younger, you could change what parts you were using. Like you could just use your arms or just use your legs. Let's see if I can. Ugh. It's hard to like just use your legs without putting any arms into it. I guess I'm kind of doing it. But you can also use your arms, which is kind of cool. But then that's defeating the purpose of trying to get my booty worked out. I feel like this is more of an all-body workout than just the butt. And what I'm noticing from me doing this versus the DB commercial, that one, they just had their legs on the floor. And then it was more of like a squat down. So that one was more like your legs situated, holding on, and then just squatting. Which, thinking about it, is kind of just, I just hold on to this, do squats. So I think it's similar, but I think with the DB method, it's weighted here, so you can more put your weight back and squat back instead of what this machine is. So I actually am kind of liking this machine a lot and having fun with it. But it's not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more of a squat machine, which would be more this. And it turns out it's more of a full body workout and not just a butt. I assume it's got to be getting some butt in there. But I feel like it's more thighs and arms, which actually I'm pretty happy with, pretty excited with it. But I failed with trying to replicate the DB method stuff. So while I don't need it, and I don't want to pay the $320-something, I might still end up buying it just so I can compare these two more closely, and because I still want an easier way to squat. And I know I can do just squats. Completely free and completely great, but I've got old granny knees from years of gymnastics as a child teenager. And I was not good. I fell a lot, so my knees are not the best. So I'm still on the fence on if I should actually buy the DB method. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comments below. Would it be just a complete sheer waste of my money? Or is it something you'd be interested in seeing and that you feel I might fulfill a desire I have of my own on another piece of equipment that I don't need, but I kind of need? Maybe I need it. I want to work this tush. So even thinking this was going to be a booty thing, I didn't really do any booty measurements, but I think now I should, just in case, so I can do an update later and tell you if it did actually help out with the booty at all. Well, I guess sometimes you hit a bargain and sometimes you hit a fail. But is it a fail if I still kind of like it? It's just not what I was trying to buy. But I still am enjoying it. Just the machine in itself, $70, probably not that bad. But one of the things that I like about the DB method, which I haven't bought, so I don't know everything about it yet, it does look like it folds down for storage a lot more easily. Whereas this one is just a honking piece of machinery that you gotta hide somewhere and it doesn't fold up. What I'm hoping it will still tone my booty. So cutting into this edit, no, I don't think I would recommend this machine. It is a fun new toy and I'm not going to return it, mainly because it would take too much effort to take it apart, rebox it, and send it back. But save your $70 and put it towards something a little sturdier. I right now weigh about 150 pounds, maybe a little less, and it feels really rickety for me. So if you weighed any more with that or were a large man, you would just be toppling over, possibly. And I haven't quite tried it with any larger people, but it feels a little on the rickety side, especially when I go to the top bar and just do arms. So no, I wouldn't recommend this. Ooh, looking through my Amazon, I just found out I ordered some boots that I must have been really tired and not paying attention and ordered, but they look really cute. So I have to wear my house shoes instead of workout shoes because we're not allowed to wear outside shoes inside the house.